Hello everyone, and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. I did want to say a quick thank you to those of you that recently donated to the channel. I truly appreciate you guys so much for the ways in which you do show your love and your support. And also to those of you who have been leaving such beautiful comments or sending me emails to let me know how these readings are helpful for you. I truly appreciate you taking the time to let me know that. But yes, truly grateful to hear from you guys in that way. So today's reading, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I don't think that I've actually phrased the question like this before, but we're basically going to be asking, what does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Okay, what does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? So we do have 3 crystals out here for you guys to choose from. For group 1, you are going to be this fluorite. For group number 2, this is going to be a cream crystal. I'm not sure what the proper name for it is. We're just going to call it the cream crystal. And then for group number 3, we do have jade. Okay, so those are the choices. If you do feel drawn to one of those crystals and want to skip ahead to the timestamp, you're more than welcome to do so. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups today, that is also perfectly okay for today's subject. Okay, so what does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Let's pull a card for each of the crystals, starting off with the fluorite for group number 1. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Group number 1. What does the spirit world want you to know? I'm going to take this one here. The first one that came out. So we've got resistance here. Okay, group 2 with the cream crystal. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Group 2. We have reincarnation for group 2 and group 3. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? We have productivity. Okay. So let's take a closer look for group 1. We have the fluorite with resistance. Group 2, we have the cream crystal with reincarnation. And group number 3, we have productivity with jade. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, Group 1. So, those of you that resonated with the Fluorite and the Resistance card, this is going to be your reading today. So, our question is, what does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Okay, and we're starting off with Resistance. So, we're going to get a little bit more information and see what is going on. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now, Group 1? What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? The 10 of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. The 5 of Swords. Okay. Five of Swords. The King of Swords. Okay, so this is mental, spiritual, okay. This feels like there's some kind of mental energy here that is creating resistance. Feels mental and spiritual. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? This feels almost like the spirit world is saying your thoughts are holding you back. The 5 of Swords is self-sabotage, negative thinking. 6 of Swords in reverse. It could be that you're having a difficult time with moving beyond the negativity, the negative thinking, the even your inner voice, your inner critic. So this feels like something the spirit world is kind of bringing to your awareness to help you to release the resistance. To help you to move forward. Yeah, the Fool. This is being free. Some of you, this could be surrounding some type of new beginning for yourself, taking a leap of faith, starting something new, stepping outside of your comfort zone. We do have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? The Hierophant. 6 of Wands. Page of Swords. Three of Wands. Knight of Wands at the bottom with the Strength card. 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, the Lovers, the Devil, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, so this is coming from maybe fear, the ego. This could even be fear of change, limiting beliefs. This feels like this is surrounding doing what you want. Doing what you want. Doing what your heart desires. This is having the strength, the confidence, the courage, overcoming your fears here. I'm sorry, it's so noisy here, you guys. I'll be in the new place this weekend, so it's really quiet. So yes, this feels like the spirit world is kind of bringing to your attention or wanting you to notice that, more so wanting you to be more self-aware, to pay attention to your thoughts and how your thoughts are creating resistance with you being able to go after and pursue what it is that you really want to do. No matter what that is. And I feel for many of you, it does have to do, we've got the Knight of Wands, the Strength card, Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, we've got the Lovers and the Devil, and the Five of Wands. It has to do with your ego, okay? More so the unhealthy aspects of the ego that are perhaps telling you you're not going to be able to do this, or you're going to fail. You're not going to be successful. You're not going to succeed. It's not going to be worth it. You can't do this. Like all of that. And the Strength card, I love the way that this deck has the Strength card depicted. Look at how she's sitting in front of the lion, and she's got her hand right over his nose, and he's got his eyes closed and just kind of very tuned in. They're both kind of like tuned into each other, right? It looks calm. It's peaceful. The Strength card is about our ego as well. The Devil is the ego, the Strength card. But the Strength card has more to do with us being able to tame, calm, and ground that part of ourself that is impulsive, that has fears or anger or certain emotions or actions that we want to take. So this is us learning how to be in control of our energy better. Okay? Whether it's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, that we're calm, that we're grounded. We're not letting the unhealthy aspect of the ego take over, take our clarity away, put us into a mental fog, cause us to start thinking fear-based, make us feel too afraid of going after dreams or goals and what our heart's desire is, where we keep waiting instead of doing. Waiting for next week, waiting till next year, or waiting until, we always have some kind of reason for not starting something yet, or not doing something yet. Take some time to think about whether whatever that reason is it coming from a place of fear, or is there valid reasons for the resistance? Is it because we have a fear and that's why we're not really doing it? Okay. A valid reason. Okay, let's give an example here. Let's just say that you want to quit your job, okay? And you've been thinking about doing it for a long time. But your job just told you that they're going to be handing out bonuses next week or 2 weeks from now. But you know that if you quit now, you won't get that bonus. But if you wait for 2 weeks, then you will get your bonus and then you can quit. Or is the reason that we're not quitting that job that we can't stand yet because we're too afraid of going to talk to our boss, or we're too afraid that we're not going to be able to make ends meet as we're in a transition? What are the reasons why? Okay. Is it, that's what I feel like Spirit is saying here, is that to be more observant of how your thoughts create certain fears, insecurities, and hold you back from taking action, from pursuing, from doing, from taking a leap of faith, stepping outside of your comfort zone, whatever that might be. And how it's holding you back, how it's creating resistance. Okay. I'm seeing the Knight of Swords at the bottom with the Queen of Swords and also Temperance. This feels like we're moving, like Spirit's kind of giving you this advice here about moving, because this looks like it's coming mentally, right? Which can then, of course, affect the way that we take certain actions. There's some kind of mental resistance here. And Temperance is about balance. It's also a very calm energy, right? We can get those thoughts under control, those fears under control. We can focus on clear or access clear thinking, the clear vision, the clear dream. Take the action that we need to. Moving with courage, with confidence, with clarity, with discernment. The Emperor is also here, which is about taking decisive action. It's also about discipline, organization, stability. So this feels like Spirit is kind of guiding you here to be aware of how your thoughts could be throwing you, right, out of energetic alignment or creating resistance for you, and to be more mindful of that and to work towards grounding yourself, which you can do going for a walk, exercising, meditating, something that helps you to stay present. Okay? Maybe you're painting. Maybe you're going to do a little art project that keeps you present. Maybe you're, exercising your brain in some way. You're doing a puzzle or something that just kind of helps you to just calm your energy. Okay? Doing laundry, taking a bath. Help the mind to kind of get into a clear state. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. That's your message from the spirit world. Okay, so anything else for group number 1? We've also got Capricorn, Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius. And the entire suit, court card suit, is here of the swords. Pages here, Knight, Queen, and King. We've got Druid here, and it says hold the space. Hold the space. This almost kind of makes me feel holding the space for this to happen, for you to create it, for you to manifest it, for the dream, for the vision. Take out the negative thoughts that are filling that space and put in the clarity for you to be successful, for you to get it done. Hold space for it, right? With that Five of Swords, we're not holding space for it. We're saying, no, it can't happen. It's not going to take place. It's not possible. Hold space for it. Believe, trust. Anything else for group 1? We have Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing, which is your intuition. If you're being guided, right, led in a certain direction, and then in comes your ego saying, no, 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 we can't do that. That's not possible. And again, I'm talking more or less the unhealthy aspect of the ego that functions from a place of fear. Okay, fear is a natural emotion, yes, but sometimes we have a tendency to stay in a prolonged state of fear-based thinking, in which it starts to affect our choices and our behaviors, and we procrastinate and we don't get things done. We don't feel confident. We're too afraid. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you all. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with the cream crystal and the reincarnation card, okay, and I'm assuming if you did choose this group that you are someone who does believe in reincarnation. I know not all people do, but if you don't, you know, you take the message, okay, and then just kind of omit the parts that may talk about that. But we've got reincarnation here. I'm going to see what the message is. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? What is this about? What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Group 2. King of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Three of Wands. The Hierophant. We have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The Nine of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Two of Pentacles. the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. The Tower is at the bottom with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. This feels like with the Four of Cups being here, this could be something that you're ignoring, something that you're not seeing. I think I want to open this up a little bit more. Because it almost feels like with that Three of Wands here, there could be certain expectations, anticipating, waiting for something. Some type of, it feels like a wish fulfillment here. Some type of dream. But how is this tied into this reincarnation? I'm going to take a moment to think about this. Okay, so I got the little book out. This is the Illuminated Earth Oracle. And the message with reincarnation says, in being reborn through many lifetimes, we are given the opportunity to walk the labyrinth of life once again, bringing awareness and intention to our current manifestation allows us to consider what lessons we are here to work through in this lifetime. So bringing awareness and intention to our current manifestation. Some of you, I feel like this has to do with love, okay? Your love life. But I feel like there's something here, because this is almost kind of implying here that perhaps there was some kind of lesson from your past life that we may not have learned. So in this incarnation, you could certainly be repeating some kind of pattern or cycle that the spirit world is wanting you to be aware of. And it kind of makes me feel, because the Tower is here. The Tower can be an epiphany, a realization. It can also be the breakdown of an illusion, a false reality. Okay? Something that isn't quite aligned for us. Perhaps even something that is, or there's an illusion surrounding it. Okay? Something that we're not seeing, something that we're in denial about. Because with the Four of Pentacles being here, the Four of Pentacles is about attachment, possession, control, perhaps clinging onto something, trying to control it, okay? And the Eight of Pentacles has to do with self-mastery. Self-mastery. So we're learning something here. And I feel like with the Four of Cups, this could be a blind spot for you. This could be something that you're not seeing, not recognizing, perhaps about, let's just say, a current situation that you might be a part of. Something that's not quite aligned. Maybe there's a lesson surrounding this person or this situation, of something that isn't aligned. Now, I'm not going to say that it's love for all of you. I am seeing that here. Some of you, it could be a career path. So I want to, like I said, I want to open this up a little bit more. I'm going to take this Four of Cups here. And I want to... Let me grab another tarot deck here. I'm going to clarify this a little. It kind of makes me feel for those of you, this feels very specific as well. Those of you where you're holding on to this dream or this fantasy or this illusion surrounding a specific person that you have an attachment to, and there's expectations or attachments to a certain outcome of long-term relationship, of security, of stability, reliability with a person who isn't that. They're more so someone who's been inconsistent, who's kept you feeling confused, who's been in and out of your life, where the connection is unstable or has made you feel rejected. This could certainly be a lesson in love here that you're repeating, okay? Something karmically here. Because it kind of makes me feel that perhaps this dream or this fantasy is surrounding a person whose energy is flighty, who's unreliable, and we could be ignoring that fact or that truth, that they're just someone who generally is not in your highest alignment, but yet we're holding on and waiting with this attachment to a specific outcome with this person. And so this is where I feel like the spirit world is kind of stepping in to say, hey, we've done this before. Let's not keep repeating this cycle. So wanting to bring your awareness to a pattern or a cycle of being caught up in an illusion surrounding perhaps people or situations that are not truly aligned for you. Now, for those of you where it's more about your job, okay, this could be about you being pushed out of your comfort zone to make the choice to open yourself up to more opportunities that are going to help you to achieve the long-term goals that you have for financial stability and security. Okay? These could be patterns that you may have had in a previous lifetime where you had a lot of ideas, a lot of dreams, a lot of visions, a lot of goals that you wanted to accomplish, that you knew would provide happiness and joy and contentment and that feeling of success, but then also being afraid to take action, to let go of that job that may be a source of security for you, in fear that if you did make the transition, that you weren't going to be able to have a stability. And this kind of feels like it's almost like a fear of scarcity with that Four of Pentacles, where we become complacent and comfortable, right? Exactly where we are. And we have the dream and the goal, but then we don't achieve it. We don't go after it. We don't pursue it. We don't feel confident enough in ourselves to not just have the dream, but to actually make it happen. So it's almost in a way, for those of you where this is more career and money related, where the spirit world is coming in to say, hey, in this lifetime, this is what you're meant to do. This is what you're meant to have. You're meant to be that King of Pentacles. Pay attention to the opportunities, to the people that are being presented to you. Now is your time to take action towards aligning your life with taking that risk, stepping outside of your comfort zone and building maybe like a new foundation for yourself, one that is going to lead you towards long-term success. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. And for those of you where this has to do with love, you know, we could have a pattern from a past life where we may have been holding on to someone that we wanted, right, to have that long-term relationship with. But in this lifetime, this person could be showing up as inconsistent, flighty, rejecting you. And all the while, we're just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting for them to be what we dream for them to be. And then it turns out that we end up missing out on other opportunities, turning other opportunities down that could bring in that level of stability and security for those of you that are looking for long-term relationships and, you know, marriage and things of that nature. But we're still not seeing the lesson. Okay, so I want to look at this Four of Cups. So this kind of feels like Spirit's giving like a nudge here to release something. Why is the Four of Cups here? But you could be ignoring it. You could be in denial. The Hermit. Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, some of you, this has to do with your career. Like maybe what you're doing for work. Maybe finding something that's more aligned with your soul's purpose, your destined career path. More so like Spirit wanting you to take action towards the dream, towards the vision. And if you don't know, let's just say if you're at a job right now or a career right now and you feel like, no, this doesn't align for me, but I know that I want the change, but I don't know what I'm changing to. This is where you have to take time to connect with your innermost self, the Hermit. The Hermit is the journey inwards. It's about self-discovery. Okay, discovering what your talents are, your natural innate gifts and skills and abilities, and putting them to use. Okay. Now, for those of you where this has to do with love, it could be that Spirit is trying to show you that the person, okay, some of you, again, I feel like this is specific. Some of you are dealing with a person who is not putting in, who is not being consistent, who's not committed to putting in the effort. They could be someone who's ignoring you, someone who's withdrawn from you, someone who, when they do talk to you, they're defensive and they push you away, right? Or they're mean with how they talk to you. And we could be ignoring that and still holding on to this dream or this fantasy about this person being the one, even though all the signs that the universe is showing to you, no, let them go. No, let them go. And we're keeping ourselves from being able to truly have and align with what you're destined to receive. It's kind of like we're holding on to something that's out of alignment and trying to force it to be it. Okay? Why is the Tower here? Temperance. Again, we got the Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Yeah, some of you could be, you know, maybe dealing with a lot of heavy feelings and emotions. This might even be letting go of a relationship, okay? For some of you, letting go of it. Healing from it, releasing the heavy emotions that you have surrounding it. The Five of Cups can talk about grief over loss, depression, sadness. The Four of Cups is about feeling discontent, unhappy. Some of you might be feeling very bored of your life right now and feeling unfulfilled. And this is, if you are feeling that way, okay, if you're kind of waiting for something to happen, something to change, something to get better, this is where the spirit world is kind of stepping in for you to be that change, to create the change that you wish to see in your life, especially if you're someone who is feeling unhappy with your life. Maybe it's unhappy with your job, unhappy with your love life, you know, and having these dreams and thinking about the future and wanting better and wanting more and things of that nature. Instead of waiting for it to happen for you, right? This is about you creating it. This is about you doing it. Getting priorities in order. Maybe this means prioritizing yourself, right? Saying, okay, you know what? No, I'm not happy at my job. Let me do something about it. Let me change it. I don't like my love life right now. It's not good. I'm not happy. I don't feel fulfilled. I feel sad. I feel depressed. I feel, you know, even for those of you where you're in a relationship right now or you are married and you're not happy, right? Instead of waiting for you know, something to happen or something to change or things to improve. This is you taking the initiative, taking that first step and making the change. Okay? This is where we don't want to repeat those cycles. This is what the spirit team is kind of coming in to say, hey, in this incarnation, you need to be watchful of the patterns here, so that we're not repeating what we did in past lifetime. We learn this time and we choose differently. Okay, or we have that epiphany a little bit sooner, right? The realization so that we can change things. Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom. That's a new start, a new beginning. With the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Some of you, look at that. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, the Fool. You know, some of you, this is about love. It's almost like the spirit world is stepping in to say, let that person go. Let that person go. Stop keeping yourself in a place of denial or, you know, feeling rejected or disappointed or discouraged or, you know, not getting what you want out of this, and let it go. Open yourself up to a new chapter, a new beginning, new love, with something that is going to be far better. For those of you where this is work career, you're following your heart. You're following your passions. You're taking a leap of faith. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're going for it this time, in this lifetime. Right? Maybe in the previous lifetime we said, I would really love to do that. That would be so cool if that could be my career. Or, you know, if I could do that or become that. I feel so bored with my life. I wish that it was different. But then we don't change it. We sit and we're miserable and unhappy. Knowing, and this is where I feel like the spirit world is coming in to say that you have a power to change it. To make it a life that you feel happy with, content with, that satisfies your desires. Okay. And I'm seeing the Death card at the bottom. So those of you that are choosing or feeling drawn to this, there's some kind of change that needs to happen here. And some of you might already know exactly what it is. The Death card is an ending. It's about change, transformation. It can also be about letting something or someone go that does not serve your highest good. Okay. Any last messages for group number 2? That was peeking out. We have the Oracle here. Wait for important information. This is your intuition. What is the message for group 2? Okay, so we have trust in higher forces, which are certainly guiding you. And then we have the magic guardian here that says, unlock the magic within. Your magic, your power, okay? Especially when it comes to manifestation. Some of you, like I said, this is tied into you in self-discovery, okay? Your gifts, your talents, and being your best version of yourself in this lifetime. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you all. I do wish you all the best. Hope that this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 3. So those of you that resonated with the Jade crystal and the productivity card, this is going to be your reading today. So we're asking, what does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Okay. And you chose productivity. So let's see. So if you've been feeling very productive, maybe at this time, then that can be a good thing. But if you haven't been, then perhaps this is the spirit world giving you a little bit of a nudge. Let's see. So group 3, what is this message about productivity? What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now, group 3? We have the 9 of Swords. The Knight of Swords. And it's a need to focus is what this is, because the 9 of Swords is when we're stressed out, we're overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying about things. The 5 of Pentacles is about scarcity, lack of resources, dealing with some type of lack or loss. It may even be a feeling of despair that we're in, worried about money. Some of you could literally be worried about money right now. Hyper fixated on a current financial state. Like, let's just say if your finances are not doing that great, where we're putting a lot of that mental energy on scarcity, on lack, on helplessness, on despair, on worrying and stressing. And that's a lot of mental energy there, right? So we need to kind of redirect that energy into a more productive way, because, and I get it, because I'm someone who does have anxiety, you know, on the daily. I have an anxiety disorder. So my mind, I have to constantly redirect myself constantly, because I can go, you know, into that rabbit hole of just spiraling with things unless I have to keep myself grounded. But worrying doesn't solve anything. It doesn't get us anywhere productive, worrying about something. It's a lot of wasted mental energy, So it's kind of like a need for us to be aware, right, when we're doing it. And that's what I have to do. I have to stop myself because I'll keep going. Keep going with it. And worrying and worrying and worrying, and we don't get anywhere, right? We don't get anything done like that. The Knight of Swords is a very focused energy. It's very clear. It's quick thinking. The Knight of Swords can also be about rushing, though. It's very impulsive, right? So if we're feeling nervous and anxious and worried about, something here, money, troubles, things like that, we might be making very quick, fast decisions and not thinking clearly when we're doing it, because the Knight of Swords is more or less like the motto of like act first, think later. It's just like, boom, just, I'll worry about it later, but just because we feel like we need to do something. Okay, so take that how it resonates for you. There's a feeling of urgency that comes along with the Knight of Swords. Racing mind. This could also be a racing mind, okay? Literally racing mind that's blocking you from being productive or getting something done, okay? What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So this is really taking time to ground yourself, okay? Especially when we're in our head. I like this. The Four of Swords is about peace and calm, rest, meditation, stillness, quiet. If you look at the way that she's focusing on her pentacle, okay, she's being very intentional, very purposeful, very calm, very grounded. This is an energy of nurturing, okay? Commitment, dedication, time, effort, energy, in a way that's going to help us to achieve our desires. This is not. Okay? So if you're someone who's working on, let's just say, your job, your career right now, improving your finances, we want to do so in a state that is steady, that is balanced, that is grounded. And try to certainly get out of our head so that we can focus. We can be productive instead of worrying, right? The worrying isn't going to get us anywhere. I've learned that the hard way. And that's where I get better and better about redirecting my thoughts, because I can, like I said, it's an old habit. I can very easily lose myself and just sit here all day and worry and stress out, stress myself out. Okay. What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? Maybe you're channeling this energy in a different way, right? You find something to do that could be helping you to be more productive. Let's just say you are literally dealing with financial instability right now, okay? And you've got it rough right now. Like I said, this isn't going to help us. Worrying about it, stressing out about it isn't going to help us. It's not going to help us to be in the right mental space either to be clear and focus on what needs to get done. So you do need to work on grounding yourself, okay? Going for a walk, like this person is here, going for a walk. This one's going for a ride, spending some time in a canoe, just taking a break, okay? Going on a vacation, little reset. That's going to help to give you the clarity that you need so that you can come back in with a different energy. that's going to be conducive to helping you to get what you need to get done. Okay? What does the spirit world want you to know about your life right now? We've got the World in reverse. And the Page of Cups. Eight of Wands. Queen of Swords. There's the clarity. Ace of Pentacles. There is the opportunity here. New beginning. It's like this little pentacle has the soil with it, like a seed. The Hangman. Okay. So the Hangman is about changing your perspective. Okay. And sometimes in order for us to have a change of perspective, we need to take a step back. Okay. Take a step back. Because the Hangman is about insight, can be about insight and enlightenment. We become enlightened, right? We're seeing something from a completely different perspective. And now we know what we need to do. Now we know how to handle it. Now we know what the next step is. Sometimes we need to talk to someone. Okay, I am seeing two queens here. So it could certainly be you talking to a friend, a family member, a coworker. The Queen of Swords is really good at giving advice. So it could be someone that you trust. Okay. I'm sorry it's so noisy here, guys. I'm like right in downtown. I will be in the new place this Saturday. So next week will be so much more quiet, back to normal. Yeah, this could certainly be you getting advice from someone who's able to help you to figure things out, to problem solve. Okay, if you don't have someone like that, then, and you know, you don't have anybody to talk to or to help you to organize your thoughts or your mind, you can do this on your own. You can, like I said, go for a walk, exercise, meditate, go on a little vacation, a little getaway, maybe a little road trip, work on something creative, right? Just like that queen up there, she's painting her sunflower. Spend some time outdoors, lake, ocean, river, nature, so that you have that little bit of a reset. This is where Spirit World is saying to change your perspective here, or there's a change of perspective that's needed. Okay. I do want to see why this world is in reverse. And we do have air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces is here. Why is the world in reverse? The Strength card, King of Pentacles. Seven of Wands in reverse. This makes me feel that some of you might be facing some type of challenge or obstacle right now, or foreseeing some type of obstacle that you could be facing here. And because of that, it might be something that's worrying you or stressing you out and making you feel like you should just give up. This is a need for tapping into your courage, your strength, your confidence in yourself to keep going. to take the risk, to face that challenge and adversity head on, because you do have the power to overcome it, whatever it might be. You have the power to overcome it. Even if you're dealing with a financial situation right now that's not so great, and the worrying and the stressing out about it is making you feel like, you know what, forget it. I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to figure this out. I can't get past this. Spirit world is saying, yes, you can. The King of Pentacles is also a very resourceful energy. So if you feel like, okay, I have some ideas, but I really need to talk to somebody to help me to see beyond some kind of obstacle right now, I would certainly do that. Maybe this is talking to a professional that could help you to see things in a little bit of a different way, or somebody who's providing some type of advice or counsel. You may also have people, because the King of Pentacles is such a resourceful energy, a friend who knows somebody else. Like, let's just say you're going through, I don't know, let's just say it's legal issues, okay? You're going through some legal issues and you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm gonna face this problem or this situation. You might know somebody, and talking to them, and they're like, oh, I know the perfect person. Here's their number. Here's their email address. Contact them. Here, they'll help you, so that you can figure this out, But this is, again, where this spirit realm is coming in and saying there's a need for changing perspective in the way that we're looking at this, because you will be provided the resources to be successful with this, okay, to overcome this. I want to clarify this Hanged Man here. This can also be a time for being more disciplined, more consistent, more dedicated and committed. Yeah, we've got the Seven of Swords here, the Five of Wands. Oops. And the Hermit in reverse. Some of you, this worrying and stressing may also be something that's causing stagnancy in your life. Okay? Indecision, insecurities. Some of you may have been stuck in hermit mode for a little bit too long. Okay? And now it's time for action. Now it's time for change. Now it's time to organize the thoughts, to being maybe even strategic here with changes that you need to make or want to make. Like I said, for some of you, I'm seeing support around you, because sometimes when we're feeling like that, we feel alone, we feel isolated, we feel like we don't have anybody to talk to or to kind of help us work through things. Like I said, maybe for some of you, it's a family member, it's a friend, it's a professional person, like a teacher, a mentor, somebody who could help to give you some assistance here, because that can also be helpful to help us to see things in a little bit of a different way. Okay. Sometimes even, and this is what happens to me a lot of the time too, when I'm feeling confused or stuck, and as soon as I start telling someone, I get the aha moment. Like, I figure it out myself because, and then I hang up on them. Never mind, I don't need you. I get it. Because I figure it out myself through voicing it to another person. And that kind of helps me to organize my thoughts. So sometimes it's just the very act of hearing yourself speak out loud to work through something where you could have that epiphany, like I do. But sometimes it is another person who just says something and you're like, ooh, you're right. Let me do it this way, or let me think about it that way. Okay, let's see, group 3. Also got Virgo energy here. Group 3. Any last messages for group 3? We have the Seer. See beyond the current situation. That's what Spirit's trying to help you to see here. Because all we can see, right, is that 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. And being stuck. Wanting to give up. We've got the Guardian Angel, and it says you are not alone. So this could also be paying attention to signs, synchronicities, and the way that the universe is communicating with you to leave that little trail of breadcrumbs to help you to figure it out. And then we have unlock the magic within with the Magic Guardian. Yeah, so it's kind of like Spirit's telling you here, you have the power to move through this. You do. Believe in yourself. Even if it seems right now like it's some kind of insurmountable obstacle, you can overcome it. See beyond it. And sometimes we do need another person to help us to see beyond it. Okay? Or if we have a habit, because this can happen too, if we have a habit of always thinking about things and working through things in exactly the same way over and over and over again, kind of like the process that each one of us has, right? Where we might get stuck in a very negative way of thinking about things, and that's our bad habit, right? That every time a challenge comes up, we always revert into that old pattern of thinking. And then even if it is something new that we're being presented with, our mind automatically goes back to that old way of processing it, right? So it might be difficult for us to see beyond the current situation because our mind is stuck in that way of thinking, right? That we've been conditioned with, or we've developed an unhealthy pattern or behavior when we're kind of trying to figure things out. Maybe it's a lot of fear, right? That comes through every time we think about something. It's always fear-based. It's always a fear-based decision that we make. And so we can acknowledge that and recognize that we need to change that. And that's kind of where the taking a little bit of a break, a reset, some time alone, some space, a vacation, road trip, long hot bath, going for a walk, something to help you to see something from a different perspective. Now, sometimes, like I said, we can have that aha moment, that epiphany all by ourselves, but sometimes we need a little bit of help. Okay? Talking to someone about it, like I said, and it might kind of help us to kind of create new pathways, new ways of thinking in our brain, right? To kind of perceive things in a whole new way, which can totally open things up for us. Okay? So don't give up, group 3. You got this. All right, so I'm going to leave this here. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next reading.